Some residents call it the intersection of doom. That dangerous intersection at Park Ave, Revere Road, and Wollaston Avenue. Hello, I'm James Milan.
And I'm Summer Maxwell, so glad you could join us. More than 1,000 Arlington residents signed a petition demanding increased safety measures at that intersection, and they took their case to the Select Board on Monday, January 22nd.
The petition comes after several accidents in only the past month and a half that injured pedestrians as they tried crossing Park Ave. And the numbers don't lie. Transportation officials say in the past 3 years alone, there have been more than 70 motor vehicle accidents along Park Avenue.
Which is why residents want enhanced safety measures in place along that corridor by the end of this year. Here's ACMi News Director Jeff Barnt.
More than 1,000 Arlington residents have signed an online safety petition that was taken before the Select Board on Monday, January 22nd. They're demanding measures to make this area safer for pedestrians, motorists, and bicyclists alike, and they want it done quickly. The Select Board unanimously supported the petition, which cites a disturbing history of crashes along the Park Avenue corridor, and namely this very intersection that connects Park Avenue with Revere Road and Wollaston Street. You may recall retired school teacher Linda Cohn was struck by a vehicle as she made her way across Park Avenue in the crosswalk on November the 19th of last year. Now, Miss Cohen was leaving a church fundraiser that she organized when she was suddenly struck by the car. Arlington Police Captain Richard Flynn says his department and state police are currently investigating and that law enforcement is in touch with the district attorney's office regarding this case. Residents living in this area of Arlington say, unfortunately, accidents like this are nothing new, and that other incidents like this have occurred at this very intersection. In one case, it was another Park Avenue congregational parishioner struck by a motorist on New Year's Day at this very same crosswalk. No word on their condition. Meanwhile, the Select Board spent roughly an hour on the topic of safety measures on Arlington streets on Monday night. The lengthy discussion included the church pastor who tended to Linda Cohn following the Park Avenue accident back in November.
Her accident was frankly traumatizing for me and several other church folks who were there when it happened and responded to it, because I watched somebody that I love almost die that day. 2 months later, after surgery and a lengthy hospital stay and ongoing inpatient rehab, Linda continues to recover. This has in many ways derailed her life and her family's lives, not to mention all the ways the church has been affected. When we started this petition, I kept saying I didn't want to see this happen to anyone else. Unfortunately, another pedestrian was hit on New Year's Day in that same crosswalk, and there have been other vehicular accidents as well.
Yeah, so as Leah said, this has sort of been an ongoing issue. My parents bought a house one lot off Park Ave in 1980, and as part of the welcome to the neighborhood, they were told, don't let your kids ever cross Park Ave, right? I've talked to people who, back decades before that got the same kind of message. So this has been something that's been going on for a while. The photos we have here are literally just the past 2 years.
I live on Wollaston Avenue. I've lived there for 19 years. I'm directly across from the church. My daughter's one of probably several referenced as having recently been closely hit. You can spend 19 years telling people to be safe, encouraging them to walk slowly. More needs to be done.
Town Manager James Feeney said he's asking for more funds in the capital budget to enhance the town's ability to make Arlington roads safer.
We heard about two pedestrian strikes at this one particular intersection. I will note the town also did have 2 other pedestrian strikes since November. That is a pretty significant uptick, and I think it does speak to, distractions with driving and a number of other things that have occurred. So having those 4 accidents take place really, sort of struck a lot of staff, especially within the police department, and they've been working with our communications folks to launch a public safety campaign, which, I just noticed is now on the town's website banner, but will be launched via social media, and then we'll be trying to get our digital message boards out there as well. We're hopeful that our engineering team internally will be able to look at other potential quick build solutions that we may be able to implement.
Some possible solutions, such as changing the speed limit in these parts, shortening the distance in certain crosswalks, and more signs and a more visible police presence, were all discussed. But Everyone is on the very same page that something to enhance safety measures along the Park Avenue corridor and other streets in town, for that matter, must be done, and it must be done quickly. For ACMi News, I'm Jeff Barnes.
Reverend Lyman Waldron and Joe Sullivan say they look forward to supporting town leaders as they work to implement more solutions in not only the Park Avenue corridor, but other areas that have been alarmingly dangerous for motorists and pedestrians alike.